Hey, hello everybody. Welcome to Knowledge India once again. In this tutorial, I'm going to talk to you about CloudWatch. Now, we will go ahead and try to understand that what are CloudWatch metrics, how can we go ahead and enable detailed monitoring, right? I've talked to you about monitoring sometime earlier as well. I'll also try to talk about pricing in this particular tutorial, which is really important to understand. Many times uh, people do mistake or they do not understand it completely, and later on they get up, or they get really worried by looking at huge bills. So we'll try to understand the pricing as well. I'll also show you that how you can use how can you go ahead and use CloudWatch events, and with that you can go ahead and easily track things and get notified, etc. So let us get started. What I've done here is I have an EC2 instance already running. As you can see that I'm there on the monitoring tab at the bottom, and as of now only basic monitoring is enabled. We need to understand that in case of EC2, with basic monitoring, the certain metrics which you are able to see below, these metrics would be getting recorded at 5 minutes frequency. That means once every 5 minutes it would be getting recorded. So I have launched this instance I launched this instance some time back. So let me show you. If I click on CPU utilization, you'll be able to see that basically every 5 minutes it is recorded. Let me show you. See here it shows 8:31. If you go here, it is 8:36. Right, so this is 8:11, this should be 8:16. So basically every 5 minutes sampling is happening. So every 5 minutes it is getting recorded, and you can go ahead and even change and see the aggregation. If you want to look at max, it will show you max or average, whatever. So now 5 minutes, this basic monitoring, which is happening like every 5 minutes, this is totally free for you. You can go ahead and make use of this totally free. But when you go ahead and enable detailed monitoring, then it costs you. I will talk about pricing in a while, but then it costs you. And once you enable detailed monitoring, what happens is this recording of values then starts happening every 1 minute. So of course it gives you finer control. Like you'll be able to know things sooner, and then you can of course go ahead and define alarms also, at a better granularity, I should say. So let me show you. I'll go ahead and close this. What I'll do is I'll just say enable detailed monitoring. But before I do this, let me show you. Yeah, okay. Or else let me just say enable detailed monitoring. You can see the message that when you enable this, it is going to cost you. We'll say yes. Okay, go ahead and enable this. Now that we have enabled detailed monitoring, as you can see, we would be able to see the metrics per minute level. Right now, CloudWatch is a service which is continuously gathering these metrics, and it is of course storing that. You can go ahead and look at these metrics, choose a particular duration, and you can go ahead and look at a graph which displays these metrics. But the even more important thing is, or a better feature which is available there, is alarms. So you can go ahead and create an alarm and just define conditions. For example, if you have an EC2 instance, you might be interested that if my CPU utilization goes very high, I should be notified, right? And you would not want to just sit and keep watching that how much is your CPU utilization. Rather, what you can do is you can just come and create an alarm, and just you can relax. Whenever such condition, whatever condition you have defined in the alarm, that condition gets fulfilled, you will be receiving a notification. There are different modes of notification which we'll talk about, of course. So let us go ahead and try to create an alarm. So we can go ahead and create alarm for both the things. We can even talk about high CPU utilization or even low CPU utilization. Now in this particular case, nothing is running on my machine, so of course I'm not gonna take any extra effort to make the CPU utilization high. Rather, I want to show you a use case that if the CPU utilization is continuously low, you can go ahead and take a certain action on your EC2 instance. So let me show you that. I'll press on create alarm, and you can see here that first thing is, do you want to send a notification to any SNS topic. Now let me go ahead and set up an SNS topic so that we can send notification as well. So I'll just close this. I'll go to SNS. I just went to SNS tab and I'll say create new topic. I'm just gonna name it like topic CW, and maybe put the same thing here. I'll say create topic. This will go ahead and create a topic for me. I can click on this and then I can create a subscription. I'll go ahead and create a subscription. Now these are the different ways in which you want to get notified. So in our case, I'll just go ahead and choose email option, and then we can go ahead and give the email address. We can go ahead and say create subscription. Once we do this, an email would go to my email address. So I need to go and confirm that. Just give me a minute and let me see. Yeah, so I've received email. I'm just confirming that. Once I've done, once it is confirmed, I can come here and refresh, and you will be able to see that it is done. Good. Now I will go back here and I'll press on create alarm once again, and you can see that particular topic is coming here. All right, good. Now in addition to this, we want to now we want to say take action. We'll say stop this instance. So when this alarm happens, we are saying that stop this particular instance. Now it is showing us a message that AWS will create the following IAM role in your account so that AWS can perform this action. So AWS is basically going to call stop instance API for you, and hence an IAM role is required. So we'll say yes, go ahead and create that. If you want, you can click on this and you can look at it. So as you can see in this particular policy, IAM policy, what all is allowed. EC2 describe is allowed, EC2 reboot, stop, terminate, all of these things has been allowed. All right, we will just go ahead and let us create our condition. We'll say average of CPU utilization if it is less than let's say 40%. If it is less than 40% for at least, now these two are important columns, guys, for at least one consecutive period of 5 minutes each. So first of all, you have to choose that at what granularity you want to check the above value. So whether I want to take the value for every 5 minutes, I want to take the average CPU utilization, or I want to take the average CPU utilization for every 1 minute. Now earlier it wouldn't have been a good choice to choose 1 minute because earlier we only had basic monitoring. So that means our metrics were getting captured itself at 5 minutes frequency. But now that we have enabled detailed monitoring, we can go ahead and choose even 1 minute in the drop down, right? And then we can say, let us say, if two consecutive periods, if continuously for 2 periods of 1 minute each, the average CPU utilization is less than 40%, then go ahead and take that action, which is stop this instance. So I'll go ahead and say create alarm. Once I do this, it says click the alarm to view additional details. So the screen just refreshed, it's okay. So we will go ahead and we'll go to this monitoring. As you can see, first it says insufficient data because though every 1 minute the monitoring is every 1 minute the metrics are getting recorded, as part of my alarm I have told that in order to evaluate it, it needs at least 2 periods of 1 minute each. So from the time alarm is created, maybe first only for 1 period data would be available. So now as soon as it gets 2 periods, then it will start evaluating. In our case, we have told CPU utilization, if it is less than 40%, then it is an alarm condition. So mostly it will just go in alarm condition very soon. Let me just go ahead. We can even do this, and we can open it, I suppose, in the new tab as well. Yep. As of now, it is insufficient data. So I'm just showing you. We'll have to give it 2 minutes. And then ideally, alarm condition should happen. And when alarm condition happens, it will go ahead and take the action of stopping the EC2 instance. So let me show you this. CPU utilization has been continuously low. You can see the period also has changed to 1 minute. Earlier it was 5 minutes. So of course, if you want to see more aggregated, you can go ahead and choose. But the good thing is now every minute the metrics are getting recorded. Okay. You can see it has just not changed to the alarm condition, right? Great. And let us see if some action is being taken. Ideally, it should go ahead and take action. We'll specify this. It says it is alarm condition. We'll go ahead and we'll choose this. Okay, it says action completed successfully. Let us see if it is trying to stop the instance. Yes, as you can see, the instance is stopping now, and it will go to the stop state. So whatever we saw now is just an application of how alarms could be used. And of course, you can go ahead and combine the metrics and create alarms, whatever logical operator you want, basically less than, greater than, equal, then you can go ahead and choose all of those, and that's really helpful. Now I want to show you one more thing. On the other hand, I'm just checking my mail and I have received a detailed email which shows that your EC2 instance has been stopped because of a particular alarm condition. So it is good. I can even show you that. Here it goes. So you can see. You can see, right? Okay, good. So this was about the CloudWatch metrics and alarms. Now we also have a thing called CloudWatch events. Let me show you that as well quickly. So if you go to events here, I'm there on the CloudWatch dashboard. You can go ahead and create a certain rule. You can go ahead and create a rule. You can go ahead and select a service. Let's say I will choose EC2. And for this EC2, there are so many different events which are supported. Instant state change notification. Whenever there is a state change, if it is stopped to start or start to reboot, or any state change happens, it will notify you. Any EBS volume related notification, snapshot related notification. Many of the times in your project, people would have asked you, if my machine goes down, I want to just get notified. You can go ahead and do that in a very easy manner here. So either you can choose any state. Whenever any state change is happening, you want to send out notification, or you want to choose a specific states. You can go ahead and choose that. The specific states are pending, running, in whichever case, right? You can go ahead and choose. So let me just choose any state for now, or let's say I'll choose running, because on the other side our instance has gone down, right? So if you see here, so we'll go ahead and start it, and then it should send us an email. So whether for any specific instance or for all the instance, you can go ahead and choose. For now, I'll just leave any instance because we have only one instance. Okay, and if this happens, do you want to send the notification to whom? You can either send it to Lambda function and many other services. For now, we'll send it to SNS topic. We'll choose our topic CW, and we will just go ahead and say configure the details. We'll give it a name, just rule 1 for example, and we'll say create. So this is this is just created, and now let us go ahead and just start this instance. I'm just gonna start this instance. Okay, so I have just started the instance. It will not work immediately because I have chosen to running, right? So now it is there in the pending state, and yeah. And I've just now received an email. Wow. So look at this. I've received this email which says that it has come to running state. And if you go ahead and check here, it is there in the running state. So this is how you can go ahead and make use of, you can go ahead and make use of alarm, CloudWatch events as well, right? Good feature actually. All right, guys. Now let us talk about CloudWatch pricing. Okay, so I'm there on the CloudWatch pricing page, as you can see, and there are different things which are available here. If you scroll down, this is where the complete details are given, that how different things are charged. At the top, you can see that what all you get as part of the free tier. Let us read it quickly and understand. New and existing customers also receive 3 dashboards of up to 50 metrics each per month at no additional charge. So you can go to CloudWatch and you can basically create dashboards. You can come to this place and you can create a dashboard, choose different metrics which you want. You can combine multiple metrics and even save it. So you will get up to three dashboards free of charge. Basic monitoring metrics, which are at 5-minute frequency for EC2 instances, are free of charge, as are all the metrics for Amazon EBS volumes, elastic load balancers, and RDS DB instances. So basically for EC2, the basic monitoring is free. Okay, in the same way for the other things like EBS volume, ELB, and RDS, the basic monitoring is going to be totally free. When you enable detailed monitoring, that is when you will start incurring charges. But in case of free tier account, you still get some amount free even for detailed monitoring. That is what is mentioned in point number 3. New and existing customers also receive 10 metrics, and this 10 metrics is applies in a combined way to detailed monitoring for Amazon EC2 instances, any custom metrics you are pushing, or CloudWatch logs which you are pushing. So see, let me go back here and show you. So for an EC2 instance, if you see here below, there are how many metrics do you see here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and then you have these 5 more. Now these 9 which you saw at the top, these are the I should say standard metrics which are pre-built, or you don't have to do anything. Rather, Amazon has set this up. These things are getting captured and are shown to you automatically. In addition to these standard metrics, if you want, you can go ahead and push any other custom metric as well. What are those custom metrics, or what could be the possible custom metric? It could be any particular thing which is not currently being captured by CloudWatch. For example, in case of EC2 instance, CloudWatch doesn't capture memory utilization. Now if you want to capture memory utilization, you can go ahead and place a script at your OS level, and that script can continuously push how much memory has been utilized to CloudWatch, and that would appear here as a custom metric. There's a detailed documentation available on the website. You can go ahead and try it out if you want. So all such things would be custom metric. And once you enable detailed monitoring, for these 9 metrics also would get they would start getting recorded at 1-minute frequency. So those things are just being referred here. So we are saying new and existing customers also receive 10 metrics. Now within this 10, your basic ones, if you have enabled detailed monitoring, those are included. Any other custom metric if you are pushing, those are included, or with CloudWatch log if you are doing something. Now all of that combined, maximum 10 you will get free. Above that it will be charged. In the same way, 10 alarms you can create free of charge. This does not include high resolution alarms. High resolution alarms are something which are launched very recently. I'll just talk to you about it, or it is a good time. Let us just discuss it quickly. So this is the post of July 26th. High resolution. So earlier it was not, when you are pushing a custom metric to CloudWatch, it was not possible. It was not possible to to push it like really fast. Basically, it was possible to push it like per minute. That's what was possible. Now it has become possible that you can go ahead and push metrics even per second. That's what it says. Using the existing put metric data API, you can now push custom metrics down to 1 second resolution. So basically, from your EC2 instances, for any particular thing, you can keep pushing data per second. So that means now you have even finer control. This gives you more immediate visibility and greater granularity into the state and performance of your custom application. So for example, you are running Apache Tomcat server or IaaS. So now you can go ahead and more frequently log the status, or any particular thing in which you are interested, you can log it more frequently to Amazon CloudWatch. And when you are logging it more frequently, it also gives you the ability to go ahead and create alarms at even finer level, which means earlier it was possible to create alarms only by, I showed you some time back that when we were creating the alarms, we were able to choose up to 1 minute, as the duration of the period. But with the high resolution custom metrics and alarms, you can go ahead and create alarms up to of 10-second duration. So basically, per second you are capturing, and then you go ahead and create an alarm where the period size is 10 seconds. Very frequently you can go ahead and take actions in that case, right? So it's really good. So but you don't get high resolution alarms in the free tier. All right, new existing customers receive extended retention of metrics free of charge. So earlier CloudWatch metrics used to save metrics only for the last 14 days, but now it saves, I think, up to 15 months. You can just prefer that. And what happens is, as the data gets older, it is aggregated. So for some duration it is going to be kept in the actual detailed format, then it will be aggregated to hours and then to weeks or something like that. So it will be aggregated. I mean, we can just refer that particular value. All right, so I mean, you get certain benefits in free tier, that's okay, but you need to understand that for your production scenario, how things are going to be charged. So that's what you see below. Currently Ohio is selected. That's okay. You can go ahead and choose any region. It's important to understand that how things are charged. So for every CloudWatch dashboard, you are charged $3 per month. Very simple. Detailed monitoring for Amazon EC2 instance. This is something which is a bit confusing, and hence I'm just trying to explain it to you. In case of when once you enable detailed monitoring, so basic monitoring is free, that we have understood. Once you enable detailed monitoring, okay, then you will be charged $2.10 per instance. And if you basically go and read this particular thing below, here it is written, detailed monitoring is priced at 7 custom metrics per EC2 instance, and which will be prorated by the hour and metered only when the instance sends metrics to CloudWatch. So first of all, if the instance is stopped for some time, for that time you are not being charged. So that is a good thing. And this $2.10 basically allows 7 metrics, detailed monitoring of 7 metrics. So for example, if you go ahead and basically just understand that way. So and why is it written as 2.10 down to 0.14? Because as as you are monitoring more and more metrics, the price or the slab for you reduces. Okay, it goes down. So for example, if you are monitoring only up to 10,000 metrics, then it is $0.30 per metric. If it is above that, for the next 240,000 metrics, it becomes 0.10 per metric. So like as you move forward, the pricing goes down. So that's what has been mentioned here, that for the 7 metrics in the highest slab, when you are actually looking at 1 million metrics, at that time per metric will cost you only $0.02 to you, which means for 7 metrics it is just going to cost you 0.14. Okay, so that's why this particular thing is given. Now you need to understand that either you do detailed monitoring or any other custom metric, this is what the charge is going to be. So you have understood basically on the price basis, for any custom metric also you are paying $0.30, and even for the detailed monitoring, once you are enabling, so for the standard metrics which are their pre-built metrics like CPU utilization, etc., they will start working at like 1 minute frequency, right? So for that also the charge is like 0.30 per metric only. So don't get confused, it's same. And if your total metrics which you are monitoring, that increases a lot, then you get basically lower costs. Now next thing is about alarms. When you create alarm, it is $0.10 per alarm per month. So for one alarm, this is the charge. So don't get confused that if this alarm is like it is getting into alarm condition or alarm is happening again and again, will I be charged again and again? No, that's not the case. You are charged for the alarm once. It can, alarm condition can happen n number of times, doesn't matter. Now we need to understand if with an alarm you are hooking an SNS topic. So basically a push would happen to SNS and then email would go. So for SNS, as many times alarm is happening, the SNS charges would come. But if you go ahead and look at SNS pricing, it's like really damn cheap. If you are just subscribing to the emails, it is very less. So don't worry about it. In case you have to calculate that, you can always go ahead and calculate. But I just want to give you this perspective that if let's say I'm creating 5 alarms, it is just gonna cost me $0.5 for the full month. It doesn't matter how many times alarm condition happens, right? And for every high resolution alarm, it is going to be $0.30 per month. You also have list for the pricing for API requests. So now either via CLI or via management console or via your APIs, if you are calling any of these API calls like list metrics, put metric data or whatever, for it is 0.01 per 1,000 requests. So that's simple. And third thing, so we talked about metrics, we talked about events, CloudWatch metrics, CloudWatch events. The third thing is CloudWatch logs. It is also possible that from any of your application you can continuously push the logs to CloudWatch, and then on the CloudWatch side you can go ahead and create filter patterns, right? For example, you can basically define a pattern looking for looking for a certain number or looking for certain status codes, etc. Whenever that particular thing is found, that would be considered as one occurrence, and then you can basically carve out a custom metric out of it. So the amount of logs which are coming to the CloudWatch, for that there is a price. So for per GB of logs which are getting ingested to CloudWatch, you have to pay $0.5 per GB, which you can see here. And then if you want to archive it, if you want to keep it, then it is 0.03 per GB in order to archive it. Understand, because CloudWatch is a region level service. So basically, if you are sending some log to the CloudWatch, of course the EC2 instance is also going to be in the same region. So basically from from EC2 instance, data out is happening, but because it is happening to CloudWatch, for the CloudWatch data coming in, there won't be any charge. And in the same way, for this EC2 instance, because data is going out within the same region, there won't be any data out transfer charges from EC2 as well. Now, if you move data out from CloudWatch to somewhere else in order to use it, then of course you need to look at the data out charges, and you'll have to pay that for that. About the custom event, the pricing is really simple. It is $1 per million events generated. So every time an event gets generated, so for example, we created a rule, right? Some time back, we created a rule, and after that, every time an event happens, what would be an event? Let's say that particular EC2 instance, whenever it goes to running state, that will be one event, because we had chosen the state to be running, right? Let's say if we are choosing state to be anything, then for every change of the state, it will be one event. So basically in $1 you get 1 million custom events. So that's really cool. If you go ahead and try to use it properly, CloudWatch can help you a lot, and it will be really good. One last thing before I finish, in the CloudWatch alarms, on the left hand side you see billing. This will be available only in the North Virginia region, but this billing alarms basically are there for your complete account. So you can go ahead and say, whenever my spending is crossing a certain amount of US dollars, go ahead and send an email to one particular thing. You can go ahead and choose either a topic or just put your email here, and it will send you an email. This is really great. You can go ahead and create multiple alarms, for example, at $50, at $20, and it will inform you. So that's really good. If you want, you can go ahead and use this billing alarms. So with that, I will wrap up this particular tutorial. I hope you liked it. If you did so, I request you to please like it and share it with your friends. Also, please subscribe to the channel to continue to receive, upcoming tutorials. Guys, I need your support in order to spread things. If you like it, please write about it. That's really important. With that, I will wrap this up and more things coming. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care.